Hey guys, Johnny and Lauren's back for the next episode of Project Ozone 3 Kappa Mode.
Hello.
Hello. And we have not done a huge amount. I can't find the teleporting platform. There we go. Let's turn off my magnet quickly. But one noteworthy thing we've done is we set up the laser drills and laser base, and this thing is slow. So we've put all the upgrades in the laser drill, and we've put white laser lenses in the laser base, and the reason for that is because we want to get into some of the extended crafting today, and for that we need infused diamonds, which need dimensional shards.
Yes.
And the only way of getting dimensional shards seems to be through dimensional shard ore, and we've not seen it spawn anywhere.
No,
So-
we haven't seen any in our travels.
So
And
there
we've been
was-
to a lot of places.
We have, even places that no longer exist.
True.
But also, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, just to show how the laser drill's made. This was quite easy. Glowstone ingots we've got on seeds now. Steel frame I think was new to us, but it was just tough alloy steel, all stuff we've done before. Mm-hmm. And the drills themselves weren't too tricky. The only additional thing there is the white laser lens, and we've got loads of pink slime on the system from one of these machines. Maybe.
Oh, it's the
Mob Slaughter
Yeah, the
Factory.
mob slaughter one.
I couldn't remember which one it was.
It was one of them.
But today, we kind of want to get the last two extended crafting tables done, and then maybe start into Nuclearcraft a bit further.
Yep.
So I've actually kind of gone ahead and made some of the components because they were quite easy.
Because you're prepared.
Prepared if you want, yes. So we should have all the elite components and catalysts we need just to get this going. And if we look at recipes for these, it's just emeralds for these ones and luminescence again and the black iron. And the other one was, I think, just diamonds. Yeah, so all stuff we've got crazy on demand. But of course,
Unlocked a load of quests.
there should be 4 quests. That's why I picked up the components, because you get quests for the components as well.
Oh, okay.
But as for the rest of this stuff, oh yeah, I totally forgot to make the advanced crafting tables. Ooh, I started making this stuff and then forgot. So let me quickly make up another 2 crafting tables. Actually, let's get the other stuff ready first. I think that sounds sensible.
Yep.
So we're going to need 4 blue diamonds, which we should have got from Kepler 22b, I think. Oh yeah,
Blue diamonds, yes.
blue diamonds. Do you want to grab 4 of those? And then the other thing is these infused diamonds, which... Oh, I'm not in applied energistics. There we go. We'll try again. Hopefully, I can just make 4 of these. That was lucky. I clearly haven't macerated or sag milled that much of the ore yet. And the last thing we need is the Dragonstone, which is an elven trade thing.
I think there might be a recipe for that in the system.
Really? Oh, we
Although
have
there's
enough in the system.
Yeah.
We only need a block, so that's perfect. So I think it is just the advanced crafting tables. For the ultimate crafting table, we're going to need some of the green diamonds. If you want to fetch 4 of those.
Yep.
Some vibrant alloy, which we have on Autocraft, Star Metal, which is easy. And these empowered emeradic crystals. And a crystal cluster, which we've done so many times for controllers.
I will pop up to Astral.
Cool. Well, we will grab all that stuff together, and then we should be able to make these 2 tables. So we've got all this stuff together now for the 2 advanced crafting tables, which is nice. And we should be able to put these in the advanced crafting and get the elite table, which is pretty nice. There was nothing tricky there. And then I think Lawrence has the stuff for the final
I
tier.
have everything ready for the final tier. Yep.
So we should now
you
have
go.
the ultimate crafting as well.
Nice.
That's pretty nice. That's
Yep.
pretty... I kind of want to look at the quest book, actually. Let's see how good we're doing. That's pretty nice. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
nice.
fairly-
So we've not made the crystal teen crafting components or the ultimate yet, but, there's time. So another thing we were considering was the extended automation. So there's an automation interface for the extended crafting tables, and we were ready to start working on this and then realized it needs the crystal teen components. And this is made with crystal teen ingots, which is an elite crafting recipe, which is doable, but we don't really want to. So these are a bit of a pain, but we can do them. The actual crystalline alloy ingot itself, nope. That's not the... Yeah, that is the problem. Which one's the problem? Oh no, it's just the fact these things are crazy expensive. So they need this neutral steel of the 6th degree.
Yes.
And that stuff is made from the 5th, which is a crafting, which is a smelter, which is a fluid transposer, which is a fluid transposer, fluid. Yeah, it's quite
gets
a
expensive.
rabbit hole.
Yes.
So we would need quite a lot of that stuff per automation interface. So that would be 14 of these ingots per automation interface, which is close to a stack of the 6th degree stuff per.
Yeah.
And that equates to about 15,000 draconium, and it's quite a slow process. So we did start auto-crafting it, and it's down to 8,500. But
Almost halfway.
yeah, it's not bad, but I don't think we're going to do that anymore. I think because of this stuff being crazy expensive, what we want to do is make one of them into a block, and then we can use the wand of animation, which we don't have, but we can hold on to it and make the wand of animation, which is this crazy recipe. And
it's
then we
easy.
can animate it, duplicate it with the mob duplicator, which we also haven't made, but that's also totally easy. So
Yeah.
it's fine. But that's kind of what we're thinking. So in order for any of that to make sense, we're going to get into EMC, or at least try. Mm-hmm. And I think the first stage of that is the Philosopher's Stone, which we can do basically all of this bar the HECF251 oxide fuel from Nuclearcraft,
Yes.
which is why we want to get into Nuclearcraft
Pretty
today a bit.
much.
So I don't know if we're going to manage to get that fuel stuff made today, but we are going to try and smash out all the quests for the Nuclearcraft line, and then hopefully after that we should be in a pretty good position to make it, I think. So that's
Yep.
under Kappa. So let us have a look through here, and we'll come back in a minute when we've got a game plan. So we're having a look through the quest line, and to be honest, I don't think it makes all that much sense to just spam these machines. So instead, I think our plan is going to be trying to get to the HECF251 oxide fuel, and Lawrence has kindly went down the whole rabbit hole of that, and hopefully we're in a position to start working on that.
You say kindly, I say it's basically driven me into madness / obsessive compulsive with the whole.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't look
it's-
fun.
It's a big tree. I actually drew a flow. I didn't draw, but I had to make a flow diagram just so that I didn't get lost. So I now got that up. So if it all goes horribly wrong, we can blame that flow diagram.
Oh yeah, not the person that made it.
No, don't be silly. But the first machines that we want to make are the isotope separators, which I think we've got on Autocraft because we've just set them up.
Yeah, we did just go ahead and make a bunch of the autocraft recipes for these machines.
I
Just
will just kick these off. But
save a little bit of time, hopefully.
yeah, oh, there you go. There's 2 of them already.
At least that's a quest.
Yeah, that was a quest. So I am going to chuck these 2 down here. Now you said you would. Where are you? Flying up above.
Yep.
You said you'd help me with automation. So
Okay.
I want one of these to have an input of thorium,
Okay.
and the other one to have an input of yellorium. And we just need to extract whatever it kicks out. Into
Oh,
the
you just
system.
want this to go all the time? You don't want like an autocraft recipe, or?
Well, no, because I haven't set up any of the ratios for it. I just figured we'd just have it running.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't mind.
What do you think?
I was thinking we just do recipes and let the system worry about the ratios.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do the recipes for that. So sorry, this is going terribly.
You seem confused already.
Yeah. So one of these is basically converting thorium into the isotope thorium-232, and the other one, if I just quickly look at my cheat sheet, because I've scrolled over, is turning uranium or yellorium, which I didn't know were interchangeable, to be honest, but it's converting that into uranium-238 and something else. I think it's 235, maybe.
So far, it's sounding super easy.
It's so easy. These are basically you set these 2 machines up, and then that's done, basically.
All
Game
right,
over.
okay. Go home. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just end the recording.
Or stay home, I guess.
Yeah, not like we can go out anywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
So did you say you had recipes for the speed upgrades and everything as well?
I've made a ton. You should
Made a ton.
You should be fine. I think there's like 400 of each or something.
Yep.
Or maybe even more. I can't remember.
Did you just spam a lot?
I think I made 2 lots of 256, so there should be at least 512 of each.
I apparently have never picked up these before.
All right. That is interesting.
So if I grab
Just leave all the Nuclearcraft to me in the past.
Well, I figured we'd save me for doing the real heavy lifting, you know.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you did leave this to me.
Yeah. Well, I did try, and the rabbit holes are just too insane for my liking. I couldn't figure it out.
I just need someone with a touch of madness. Sorted.
Yeah.
So
we knew you.
Yeah. So we do have some yellorium in the system, and do we have any thorium?
I do not know. That is
yes,
a you
we do.
problem.
Well, we've got seeds, so we should do. So I've got some spectacles. I'm just going to chuck them on the top. And I'm literally just going to chuck an ingot of each through for the time being, just so that we can auto craft.
I still don't know what I'm trying to make with these. Making patterns is a bit challenging.
Okay, so...
Do you want to tell me what
I
the two
did
things
say,
are?
but you
I
weren't
know,
listening.
but I was like, I didn't save the bookmark, basically.
Okay, so the thorium gets converted into thorium 232,
232.
which looks like a weird, funky black blob.
Yep. I'm assuming it's the normal clump, not the little one.
Yes, the normal clump. We don't need the little one. That's thorium 230. Can you not tell the difference by looking at it?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I get it.
Yeah, no. And the yellorium gets converted into uranium 238 and a tiny clump of 235. So I actually
238.
have just made patterns for those.
Oh, fine. Well, I've made patterns as well, so...
Well, we don't have backup patterns. But
I suppose it means we can just put the patterns in both.
yes. So the next pattern that we're going to want is... I can do this one because this one is quite easy.
Well, I mean, they were all quite easy. You just
I know.
like shift right click them from JEI.
So the thorium 232, you can actually just convert into this TBU fuel, which
Okay.
at the moment
Sounds interesting.
don't have a use for because it will just... Basically, we're going to be chucking it through a fission reactor. So if I just chuck that can go in a molecular assembler. Is that the thing?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of recipe it is. If it's a normal crafting,
It's just
then
normal
yes.
crafting. Yes. As for the uranium 238, we are going to be using that to convert into LEU. Sorry, LEU. There's too many letters and numbers. 235 fuel.
Yes.
But we actually need to run the thorium through a reactor first to get something out of that.
Okay.
So I think we should... We agreed that we weren't going to set reactors up over here. We were going to go over to the other empty platform over there. But if we get the stuff ready for a reactor, and we'll come back.
Oh, I think they're all on autocraft. Actually, I've crafted them already.
Including all the internal blocks?
I have no idea what those would be.
Okay.
I've got everything that the quest says we need.
We will be back in a second.
So Lawrence has kindly put together a reactor frame for us,
Yes.
but we do need to fill it in.
It is hollow at the moment.
It is. And I'm just going to fetch the last thing to finish the quest for the fission reactor. Because then I can feel like I helped.
Of course.
That does mean I have the reactor itself, though.
Do you want to chuck it at me?
No, I want to put it down.
You want to put it down?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so basically the way the Nuclearcraft reactors work is for each operation they perform, it's going so well. For each operation they perform, so per tick, for example, they produce heat depending on what fuel you're using, how many reactor cells there are, and how many what's the word? The graphite block one. You're meant to be helping with me here, not hitting me off the edge.
I am helping.
You are not helping.
Should we just put it in to begin with and see how much fuel heat this is even making?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Well, I'm guessing we're going to want this in this center, so I'll just do that temporarily.
Okay.
And then, do you have the stuff to fill in the top, or shall I grab some?
If you grab some. I
Yeah.
didn't
I
realize they were
think
on
you've
my
got them all.
hotbar.
Yeah.
I forgot we are actually going to need
The controller is quite important, yes.
the controller. Yep. that
I
is
assume it's in your
important.
inventory, because
Yep. Just not
I
gonna
don't
have
know.
one.
Are you not going to put it in the middle?
No, because I also have a reactor port to put down.
Ugh. Okay.
So we'll put that there.
I would have put the reactor port in the center as well.
Okay, so this is
Ugh.
just
It's so
outright
ugly.
complaining that the reactor casing is incomplete. And
Because there's no fuel cell? Wait, why is the casing
I'm
incomplete?
guessing because you can't have air blocks.
How can you not have air blocks?
I would assume so.
I thought you could. Okay.
I'm fair, well, that's the only reason I could think of it not being complete.
Yeah, I was just trying to check if any of the glass blocks were missing or that, but it doesn't look like it. So I guess we should fill it with some kind of coolant to begin with.
Yeah. Or I was just going to make it very small.
Oh, okay, making it small works as well.
Yep. So we'll be back once I've made it smaller. Okay, so I have made this very, very small. It is now just one block in the center.
I take it you remember to put it in.
Yes, I did.
Okay, I thought it may have been in my inventory.
And it's still saying casing incomplete.
Okay.
So I actually don't know what's going wrong.
Okay, we will need to do a bit of research.
Yep, we will be back.
So, annoyingly, it turns out the reason the casing was incomplete is because we'd filled in all the edges. This
Yeah.
cannot determine the size, apparently, if you fill in all the edges.
Don't know why, but it does not like you having a square.
That is weird. But
So-
shall we turn it on and see how ridiculous this is?
Yeah. So as you can see, as we turn it on, the energy goes. It's still burning through this, but this is producing...
It's only 72 heat per tick. We
Yes.
probably want to turn it off before it
Yeah.
melts everything.
Essentially, once this hits the top, it starts converting blocks into lava and just making a mess in general.
Yeah, so that's not as much heat as I was expecting, but I suppose this is quite an early fuel that
is-
you put in.
Yeah,
That
and
was
it's
the
quite
TBU?
quite easy. Quite.
I think. Was it?
Yes, it was the TDU. So there are ways that you can cool this down.
But do
They're
you
called
know them?
these. I do. They're called coolers. So each cooler has a different set of rules essentially for it to be enabled. So trying to get a big reactor up and running is a bit like trying to make a puzzle in 3D, which is just confusing.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I thought we were making it bigger now. We're not going to a 5x5 now?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that does not like the casing.
I figured I didn't like the casing.
But
But
yeah,
while you
that-
were explaining, I thought I would start working on a bigger.
No, that's fine.
Reactor.
I'm just not used to you being useful. So there are passive cooling and then there's active fluid cooling. We are just going to be looking at the passive cooling because I've never done the active cooling and I can't really be bothered to work it out at the moment. So
Yep, that seems fair.
there are all of these coolers from magnesium all the way to water, and they all have slightly different rules. So
Can you please put your casings in the system? God. Well, it just saved me making more.
yes, you might want to sleep as well.
Is that all you had?
Yes.
That's not going to be enough to finish. I don't know how you did it before.
It was enough to do a 3x3 reactor, and then you've jumped up to a 5x5.
Oh, we just want a 3x3, sorry.
No, 5x5 is good.
Okay.
But yeah, so for the water cooler to be active and remove 40 heat per tick, it needs to be adjacent to at least one reactive cell or active water block. So the active cell is the one that we put in the middle, and then you can place the active moderator blocks, which are the graphite blocks. In fact, I think I put one in the system.
Okay. I wasn't really sure as to the purpose of the graphite, in all honesty.
So it increases the reactor's efficiency, but produces some more heat, basically.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
we do kind of want it then.
Yeah, and they're quite useful if you have more than one reactor cell in it as well, because you can have multiple reactor cells.
Well, in a
which-
5x5, we probably could, I guess.
Yes, we might want to actually, because
It's
it
going
will
to be
take
hard
a
to work
while
out the
to-
coolant otherwise.
Yep. Ooh, my screen did not like that. Also, I'm just trying to land on this.
So shall we try and figure out how we're going to do this then?
Yes, and then we can.
Walk through it if we get something working.
Yes. Yeah, we'll be back.
So guys, we have decided on a reactor design, which is nice. And you'll notice that we decided to also make 4 But just to show you the design we went for, I've not finished building the fourth one yet, but we are putting the Enderium coolers in the corner, and then we're using the Cryothium coolers because these do 800 heat per tick. So mostly the pattern has just been cooler and then cell. Is that what it is? Yeah,
Yes.
cell. Because the Cryothium ones need to be adjacent to 2 at a time.
To active reactor cells, yes.
Yes, we did also play around a little bit with putting graphite and things inside them, but as far as we can tell, it only made more fuel.
Yeah.
It didn't make it any faster, and all we want is to burn through the fuel pretty much as quickly as possible.
Didn't we turn this layer into a ring?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
I was getting to that.
Okay.
I was just doing my grid pattern. So we did find that it made it a little bit faster if we had reactor cells touching, but we didn't go crazy with it because otherwise we couldn't deal with the heat when because originally I think we filled the whole like internal 3x3 with reactor cells, and that was a bit too much. So we went for 2 rings of 3x3, and this will be the other ring of 3x3. And then the final layer is pretty much just, nope, not there. The same again. So we just do the sort of alternating pattern. I am struggling to speak. There's like a weird echo for some reason. I don't know why we're getting it.
I don't have an echo.
The window's still open, maybe. No. Oh, strange. Don't know what that's all about. Hopefully it's not too annoying. And then we do this, Enderium in the corners. And then, just alternate these guys again. And put down the last of the reactor cells. So these actually produce quite a lot of power as well.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to replace our big reactor, but we might supplement it.
Yeah. We might need a big energy store as well.
I'm going to need you as well to fill the roof because I don't have any. So you took it all.
Okay.
But we've just been putting the fission controllers here. And then we've got reactor ports on the side. And the way this is set up is with an ME interface on one and an ME import bus on the other. So we have, in the very first one we did, went ahead and made a pattern for depleted TBU fuel. And so if we attempt to request some of this, if I could spell, actually we are apparently requested quite a lot because there's 130 in the system.
Ah.
But this will automatically put some TBU in here. And you see, it's not insane. And this is actually getting tick accelerated now, I think.
Yes, I think it is.
Even beforehand, like I'm not seeing the tick doing much, I guess, because it's daytime.
Maybe.
But it is reasonably quick. I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
And now we can do it 4 times as fast. So I don't know if we're going to go ahead and set up the same pattern for everyone, or if we're going to do one of each of the fuels in each.
I think we'll do one of the fuels in each. Mainly because I've just realized we need 5 reactors.
We need 5 reactors.
Yep.
Well, maybe we should just put all the patterns in them all, and then the system can work out what the best order to multitask is.
Yeah, that would also work.
But we are making 2.9 million RF per tick, which is
that's quite a lot
per reactor. So
yeah, that is quite nice.
It's probably quite beefy. And I can't even remember how many cells did it say we have in there. Yeah, 70 cells per reactor. I think we're going to be good for power with this.
Pretty much, yep. We do need to put a redstone signal on all of them.
Well, we don't have any patterns at the moment, so it's not a big deal. But I think you're ready for the next bit now as well, you said?
Yes. So let me come back over to our Nuclearcraft platform. I completely forgot the name of the mod.
I could tell.
It's not important. But the next machine that we need is the fuel reprocessor. Now this, I'm just going to request like 2 of them. This will take a little bit of time, I guess. But the fuel...
Does it?
It's crafting.
Most of this stuff was like pretty instant for Nuclearcraft.
Oh, it's saying it's... Oh yeah, now it's done.
Yep.
So, quest complete. Yay.
Oh, there was a quest.
Apparently so.
Did we actually... Oh yeah, we did get the fission one in the end, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
That is good.
Let me just grab a couple of spectre coils.
We've got a power underneath.
Yeah, but I can't build up to mine up at the minute.
Okay. Well, I figured you wanted these automated anyway, so I was grabbing some
that's true.
interfaces and things.
So what the fuel reprocessors do is they take the depleted fuel that you have, and it sort of splits it out into useful items, fuel stuff. But as you can see, there's 4 exit slots. I can't remember the word I'm looking for.
Maybe? I don't know what you mean by exit. Output. Is that what you mean?
It will take this fuel, it'll split it into 4 different sort of like sub-items, quite often that are like different types of fuel. So we've got some uranium here, and some neptunium. Now, I don't really have much use for the neptunium. It's the uranium that I'm interested in, because if I go back to my long, complicated
flowchart,
which should definitely be flashing up on the screen right about now. But yeah, I basically need this uranium-235 and uranium-238, which we get through the isotope separator, to make the next fuel cells that we need, which is the LEU-235 fuel.
I might be getting ahead of myself, but I feel like we're getting close.
Yeah, you're quite ahead of yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is like the second fuel out of 5 that we need to craft.
But once we've got the machines, is it not just a case of making patterns for them?
Yeah, I guess so. So I am going to set up the patterns that I need, and we will be back. So after our last reactor meltdown, it pretty much melted everywhere.
Yeah, so we didn't realize the bigger fuels make more heat.
Yeah, which means we need better
melted.
cooling. So we've changed the layout of this reactor slightly. It's now just a lattice of the reactor cells and the cooler cells. So I am going to stick a lever on here and hope that, yep, that is completely fine. That is not generating any heat.
What fuel is that we're up to now then?
So this is the LEU-235 oxide fuel.
Is there much to go, or is it close?
That's the second one.
Oh, okay.
So we may have
it may get even hotter again.
It may get hotter.
We will find out soon, I guess.
Yep.
So guys, while Lawrence is working on the HECF251 oxide fuel, I've just been grabbing some of the other stuff we're going to need for the Philosopher's Stone. So there's a lot of this that we already have, and I've started putting it down in this table, and I'm going to make 2 just so we have 1 each. I don't know if we need 1 each, but I figured why not. So some of the stuff I'm working on now is the Ember Crystal clusters, and then I'm going to make some of the creative essence. So the crystal clusters I have just been doing over in Embers, and we're actually at the last one now.
Nice.
If I can grab the ash out of here. There we go. So I've worked out that the inaccuracy of Dawnstone and Copper means I need 30 of each of these. Just usual Embers stuff. And we should be able to just flick this lever and that'll do its thing. But while that's doing its thing, I should be able to make some of these tier 6 mob chunks. Well, not quite, because I need some Insanium essence, which I think I have the stuff for. But I don't have a Master Infusion Stone, and there is a reason for that. I need to go fetch it. But I will need to wait on this, otherwise the item will despawn first. So I also need to remember where I put it. I know it's in an RF Tools crafter.
Somewhere.
But where, I don't know. Where would I have put that? Somewhere that would make probably a random platform?
Probably.
Aha. Yeah, it's on a random platform. So a little while ago, I made all the essences in an RF Tool crafter just because it's a bit faster. So just pinch that for a second, and I'm going to need, was it 4? How many of these do I need? Let's see. So I'm going to need 4 creative essence, so that'll be 8 creative essence, and each of them need... Oh, I'm not going to have enough. Let's just do the mob chunks first, because I can deal with that, I think.
Yeah. Yay, quest complete.
What quest do you get?
Insanium essence.
Oh, yeah. It's the one I was doing. I forgot about that. So let's make another... How many do we need? 8? 10? Is that enough? I feel like that's enough, but I'm not 100% sure. No, 1 short. Well, 2 short. There's enough. And we ran out of the 6 degree thingy. So that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because that stuff takes a minute to craft.
Oh, slightly more than a minute.
Slightly, yeah. Slightly more than a minute. So we're just going to put that in there. And then I'll have a quick look to see if there's anything else. So Matter Ball is something we've not done before. Fiery Tears, I will pop over to Twilight and get some more of that stuff. These crystallized redstones, thankfully we got a crystallizer from the...
Oh, it was one of the
Cthulhu
bosses.
or something?
The red one that looked like a wall. I want to say Shagaroth?
Maybe Shagaroth.
Maybe.
But we found a crystallizer over there, so we can use that, which is quite nice. The other stuff all looks pretty straightforward. We will need to go kill the Ghast Queen, so we'll probably save that for next episode. But yeah, I'm going to work on getting the rest of the stuff together here that we can make now. This creative essence is also going to be quite easy, I think. So although we're going to need more of that 4th steel of the 6th degree, otherwise it's really quite straightforward. So yeah, I'll go ahead and craft all that stuff up, and then we'll be back when Lawrence has got the last of the fuels done.
Yay. Hey guys, so I finally found a reactor configuration that doesn't immediately melt when I try to make the depleted HEP 241 fuel. I've had to throw in some lapis coolers and some tin coolers and leave a lot of empty air gaps.
I think the main thing was not put in as many reactor cells, to be honest.
There's only 13 cells compared to the one over here that has like 55. So,
oh yeah, because we had to change that configuration as well a little.
So unfortunately, it's taken a bit longer than I planned. So I think I'm going to hand over to Jonny for a little bit.
Yeah, so I think we're going to end up wrapping up the rest of the HECF 251 oxide fuel process for the next episode. But I just wanted to show some of the progress we'd made on the thing that I forget the name of, the Philosopher's Stone. And this recipe's starting to look pretty filled in, I would say. So if we hover over here, we can see the only things left is creative essence, which isn't too hard. That oxide fuel that we're currently working on, the Ghast Queen tiers, and the Matter Ball. So the Matter Ball is something from Applied Energistics we can do next time. The Ghast Queen tiers, I believe we have to go fight a mob in the Nether, which should be fine next time as well. And the Wyvern actually wasn't too tricky, so I did go ahead and make these. So we can also now autocraft them going forward.
Nice.
But I'm just going to go and plonk them in as well. And then it's looking that one step even better. I think I'll probably make the creative essence off camera in between episodes, but otherwise... Oh yeah, and this was the crystallizer I was using for the crystallized redstone, just powering it with some blaze rods.
Okay. I think off camera I'll also finish getting these reactors ready, and I'll just run you guys through them when we come back.
Okay. Yep, that works too. One thing I do want to ask for is if anybody has a good suggestion for how to make the 6th degree natural steel, it's painful. Like for us to make like 100 of the 6th one, it was something like, I can't even remember. It was like 20,000 of the 1st degree or whatever. So if anybody has any recommendations for how to make that a bit more efficient or faster, because it is slow.